currently listening to the Hard Girl, Lover Girl Gist series in the podcast Gist with Dotun the Girl, and I am so glad that you have chosen to listen. On this series, I talk about my ongoing journey of growing from a hard girl into a girl who loves more openly, more deeply, and more expressively. So get comfortable and enjoy today's episode. Ring all the bells and toot your horns because Hard Girl Lover Girl Gist is live. LIVE live. This is our first episode and I promise you it is going to be juicy. I am spilling all the tea about being a hard girl, and trust me, you have not heard it like this anywhere else. Okay? So even I cannot believe I'm going to be saying this much on the internet. But here we are. Here we are. You better stay with me till the end so you don't miss anything, because it gets better till the last minute. Trust me. Yeah, we're getting right into this with a quick game. Want to know which game it is? It's time to put your finger down, okay? Maybe you're not sure if you are a hard girl or if your friend is a hard girl. Or maybe for guys listening, you want to know if your girlfriend or your sister or your crush is a hard girl. This game would help you, okay? So, 5 fingers up, fam. 5 fingers up. Don't do this if you're driving. Please, 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 please put your hands on the steering, okay? But if you're not, 5 fingers up. The first one, put a finger down if most of the time you find it hard to say the words I love you. Next, put a finger down if giving or receiving compliments makes you uncomfortable. Now, put a finger down if you put in the effort to cover your weaknesses, like you always show up as the strong one in your friendships. 4, put a finger down if sometimes you feel like nobody knows you. And now this last one might be a little heavy, but put a finger down if the thought of being in a relationship scares you, bothers you, irritates you, or just doesn't appeal to you. Yeah, so how many fingers do you have up? How many fingers do you have down? I guess if you have even just one finger down, you can in some way relate to being a hard girl or um, loving a hard girl if you know a hard girl. And particularly if you had many fingers down, if you had like 3, 4, or 5 all fingers down, I want you to know that I see you. Specifically that last finger. If the thought of being in a relationship bothers you or does not appeal to you. And I think it's important to acknowledge this reality or this group of people, because the general message or the assumption is that every young girl can't wait to be in love or can't wait to get married and all of that cute stuff. I mean, just look at the Godwin movement. There's Godwin everywhere. But if you are a God please never, I want you to know that I see you, and for the longest time I was you, and on some days I still feel like I am you. So I see you, I see you, I see you. Just wanted to know that it seems like mainstream media or message or whatever, they don't acknowledge this, they don't see this. Like I recall just going through book titles or sitting through conferences where they're talking about relationships and stuff, and thinking if or wondering, questioning if I was normal, because it just was not my vibe. Like it just was not where my head was at, and nobody was acknowledging that. Nobody was speaking to people who were averse to being in a relationship. Like mine was so serious that I used to think like I hope the world ends before I get to the age where my mom starts asking where I'm single. I was hell bent on being on my own like forever. And I found out that I wasn't alone, even though maybe many people are not speaking, we're not speaking into that. I found out I wasn't alone. I stumbled into conversations with like four different ladies who shared the same reservation, and yeah, just found out that I wasn't alone. And I guess it is important at this point to clarify that not every hard girl doesn't desire a relationship, and not every girl that doesn't desire a relationship is a hard girl. However, um, this is a strong reflection of what I think is deepest fear of a hard girl. The thing that makes a hard girl a hard girl. I think not wanting to be in a relationship is a reflection of that thing. And what I believe that thing is the fear of being seen. The fear of being seen. Like I don't have any scientific experiment results to back up my claim, but from my personal experiences and from deep introspection, it's the conclusion I've come to, that anybody um, who has hard girl traits is because they're trying to hide themselves. They're not comfortable with the idea of being seen, being known. Yeah, so it can play out. It can like there are symptoms that might be not showing affection or not showing weakness, or just being having a tough front and everything. But whatever the symptoms are, I strongly believe that it boils down to not wanting to be seen. So yeah, it can play out in different ways for different people. Some people might hide themselves from like a particular person or a group of people. An example would be somebody that's comfortable with her two best friends, but not with her boyfriend or her husband. She wouldn't be her full self around those people, or she might be very bare and open with her man, but not with her mom, not with her sisters, not with her family. And some other people might just hide a part of themselves, like they're not fully closed off. It might just be that they hide their weaknesses or they hide their pain points from people. So this kind of girl may not have any problems showing her loving self to people. She can tell her friends I love you openly. She can give compliments generously. But the moment you ask her about her pain points or about a struggle she's going through, she's just going to close up right away. Or maybe the reverse, where she's very vulnerable with her weaknesses, but not with showing affection. So there might be some other hard girls that are completely hidden from everybody, like they don't show any part of themselves to anybody. Like it's just them doing their life by themselves. Nobody sees them, nobody gets to know them. So you see, it's a very complicated concept. It's a very nuanced thing. There's no one definition or one description to a hard girl. I think I'm a blend of the different playouts that I just mentioned. Um, Maybe not as much as I used to be, like now, not as much as I used to be, but before now, I found it hard to give compliments. I didn't share my burdens if I was going through stuff. I found it extremely uncomfortable to express need. Like I did not want anybody to see me as the person that needed anything. I hate the thought of being needy. Um, but now I think I'm in a better place. I share more. I say I love you more. I hug people better and longer. I try to hype my friends more when I'm going through stuff, um, to the extent that I'm comfortable with. I carry people along and all of that. And I think the biggest one for me is that before I didn't allow myself to miss people. And even if I did, I didn't let them know that I did. Like, I did the work of shielding that from people. But now, missing people is my normal, is my everyday. Um, so there was one major event, very interesting story. There was one major event that made me know, okay, we have grown past this, we have made progress. So one beautiful afternoon, while I was at my desk being a productive worker, contributing to the society with the work that I do, I suddenly felt very, very one kind inside my chest. You know, I was wondering what is this? This feels unfamiliar. What is going on? Why do I feel this way? And then it occurred to me that, oh, there's somebody I was expecting a response from, like I was chatting with, and I was expecting a response from, and I hadn't heard from the person in about 3 hours. I know it's just 3 hours. Oh boy, I was just like, okay, Dotun, I think you are missing this person. And my hard girl self kicked in and said, no, I don't miss people. What is this? Oh well, Dotun, I hate to break it to you, but that was your old self. Now you miss people. And I was like, shoot. What gets me, Nisha? What gets me? What gets me? And this is what I was trying to avoid all the while. Like, this is why I was protecting myself. This is why I was shielding my heart from allowing myself to miss people and all of that. But anyway, this is the proof that I am gradually leaving the hard girl camp for the lover girl, soft girl camp. And you probably want to know what happened. What happened? Sometimes I ask myself to, like, what happened? How did we really get here? How did I become this person? Because it's still uncomfortable sometimes. But since I'm here, I might as well just spill what brought me here. Sisters, misters, and everybody listening. It was a man. Yeah, so it was man that happened to your hard girl. Oh, goodness me. So sorry to disappoint all the I don't need no man sisters. I've left your WhatsApp group. I am saying bye bye. Admin should not add me anymore. Okay, I'm done with that. Okay, serious talk now. Serious talk. This guy showed up on the scene and triggered like a year-long journey of me trying to understand what my reservations were, why my reservations were, and what I needed to do to open up myself to a loving life, not even to a love life, because a love life would be like limiting my life experience to just my relationship with my significant other, but to a loving life. Like, how can I open my heart to get the most out of all of my relationships that I find myself in? So yeah, that was the trigger point. It wasn't even like, oh, that happened and all was well in um paradise. It set me on a journey of different steps, like a year-long journey of doing different things, reading, listening, and putting in the work. So I'll just group the things I did into the things I did before I got into this relationship, and the things I am doing now that I am in the relationship. Okay, so I think the first thing I did was to do some soul searching. Like I had to ask myself, like, why on earth does the thought of being seen, the thought of being known upsets me so much? Like why is it so scary? Why is it something that I want to avoid at all cost? So I went on that journey, um and it was like a was like multiple eureka moments for me actually when I uncovered the different reasons, because it wasn't just one thing, it was a combination of different things that had turned me into that person that was putting up walls to protect protect myself from being seen. So I think if you are a hard girl, and maybe you don't want to be, I'm not even forcing it on anybody. If it's a place that you like to be, if it's an identity that you like to own, then yeah, if that works for you, that's fine. But if you are a hard girl trying to be more loving, trying to be more affectionate, trying to get more out of your relationships, I think one thing you really have to do is to ask why. Why are you that way? Why don't you want to be seen? So okay, you don't want to be seen, but why don't you want to be seen? And for me, it was linked to my upbringing and everything. And some people might not even have to go that far back. Like it might not be so deep that you need to uncover um what it is. It might just be that you didn't have anybody model it to you. Like you did not have anyone being very expressive with love and relationships. It might just be that you you have had to be self-sufficient and independent on your own for so long that you're used to shoving down any sign of um needing people or connection or stuff like that. But whatever it is, you need to find out what it is. It might be serious, it might not be serious. But I heard a quote somewhere that I've found really powerful, that um a drop of water can drown a person, and an ocean, like a body of water, can drown a person. A person can drown either by a drop of water or by a large ocean. Drown or drown. For the consequence of both is that the person is no longer alive. So it might be a small insignificant thing that is stopping you from being more open, and it might be a major thing. Whatever it is, you just want to find out what it is, so that you can tackle the issue from the root. So yeah, so going on this like soul search helped me to find my most authentic self. Like who is even this person that I am protecting from being seen? Who is the person behind all the walls I had built? So I did that, and I found that I'm actually a really loving person, and I have tendencies to be very mushy and affectionate and emotional and all of that gooey stuff. So after I discovered this, I started putting in the effort to show up as that person in my already existing relationships. So remember that I said this is pre getting into a relationship. Yeah. Um yeah, I used my friends as praxis on being a loving person, basically. I should mention here that I'm not saying the opposite, like every I'm not saying that hard girls are not loving people. Um, everybody, I think everybody is a loving person, but maybe hard girls just hide their loving selves more than other people. So it's not like when you stop being a hard girl, you start being a loving person. You are, as a hard girl, you are already a loving person. And I'm sure some of your friends even know this already. Some of the people that you are close to already know this, that at the core of you, you really care deeply about people, but you just don't show it enough. Yeah, I just thought to get that um, disclaimer out of the way. So, what else did I do? Um, I spoke to a couple of people, like trusted people, to let them know that, oh, this is where I am. This is what I've discovered about myself. This is how it's affecting me. Blah blah blah. What do you think I should do? So I had like family was I spoke to two different family members about it, and even just by doing that, I was practicing how to allow myself to be seen. It was a hard thing to do, but um yeah, because of like I knew what I wanted, I knew where I was going. I said, okay, let me just have these hard conversations and get them out of the way. Yeah, and after that, after speaking to people, I got, I'm not even sure if it was before or after, but something else I did was um I I developed some affirmations, like out of who I discovered myself to be. After I found what I consider my authentic self, I made confessions from myself, affirmations for myself out of that. One of them is that I am a soulful lover. So when I feel myself start to hold back in conversations or in situations, I just remind myself, okay, I am a soulful lover. Like, I love with my soul. I love openly. I love well. Yeah, that's that. So that's about before the relationship. So now getting into the relationship. Um, let me okay. The first thing I did, I think was very helpful, was something that one of the people I spoke to advised me to do. She said I should put it out on the table, like this person that is asking me out. I should let them know upfront that this is where I'm coming from. I am like I'm a work in progress. I'm not the most affectionate person, but I am working on it. Like, it is something that I hope to get better at. So that's one thing I did. I gave a disclaimer, like at the beginning of the relationship, and I didn't do it to give myself an excuse such that 2 weeks later or 1 month later, if I was misbehaving, I'll be able to say, didn't I tell you that this is how things were? Give me some space. No, it was more like to hold myself accountable, to say that this is what I'm working on, and to also consider the other person's expectations. Like, when you're going into a relationship, you expect to be loved and shown love and all of that. So I just wanted to let the person know that, okay, it might not be what you expect up front, but I promise it's something I'm working on. So yeah, let me now give a little more context to where I was in going into the relationship. So my head was in it, my spirit was in it, but my emotions, um they had not yet caught up. So I knew in my head, like, it was a logically right decision to make, and I had a go ahead in my spirit, but my emotions had not fully caught up. I wasn't sad about it, not like I was depressed or anything, but my excitement was not um over the top, and I don't know if I can say that there were butterflies and all of that. So um you might be wondering why I went ahead to say yes if I wasn't feeling it, but I knew that it was what I was supposed to be doing, and I wasn't going to let emotions hold me back from what I was going to do. And I also knew that um emotions are byproducts of doing the right thing. Like if you do what you're supposed to do, you would feel how you want to feel. So instead of waiting for the feelings to to determine your actions, you can act in the way that you want to act to produce the emotions that you want to produce. So that's where my head was at going into the relationship. But as much as I knew that oh, the emotions would come, even though they are not here now, they would come. It did not come just like that. I wish it did. It did not come like it wasn't a snap your finger and here we go. Because I mean, my default up until that point to was basically being a hard girl. That's my default up until that point was being a hard girl. So that first week, the first week of the relationship was quite a stretch for me. It was hard. I think the first time I was called using an endearment, I think I rolled my eyes. I was angry, guys. I was like, who's this one calling baby? Me? Nah, can't be me. And I realized, I mean, I was going to para, but and I realized, guy, what did you think? This is what you signed up for. I'm sure my angels at this point were just laughing at me, like, look at this girl. She doesn't even know what she has done. And it was also hard for me to use endearments. But let me talk a bit about why I think the endearments were particularly uncomfortable for me. So here's this guy calling me baby. Basically, what he's doing is he's calling out the part of me that I have worked really hard to hide away. Like, I said a hard girl is somebody that doesn't want to be seen. And yeah, I do not like to be seen as a child or um as a as someone who needs other people, as a baby basically. So using that endearment was just calling out everything that I was trying to, like, I've tried so hard to hide for so long. And yeah, that was uncomfortable for me. That was hard. Another thing that was hard was um saying I love you. That would be like before, even with my friends, saying I love you was hard. So now imagine what it was like um being in a relationship. um what what else? Well, a few things here and there that I can't remember at this time, but I just know it was a very uncomfortable place because I was not only being seen, or I was not only forced to allow myself to be seen, I was also seeing another person. Anyway, like, and going through all of that just reminded me of why I was a hard girl in the first place. I'm like, this is why I did not want to do this. This is why I did not want to do this. And I used to pray to God. I used to pray that God just help me, help me feel um help me feel these feelings that I need to feel if I'm in a relationship. Help me to have these emotions, put them in my chest. Like, oh God, you have my heart in your hands. Why don't you just put it in my chest? Please. But God always told me that the beauty of love is in you making the choice to love and to do all the things that love does. So said God always tell me that, like, you're going to do this yourself. I'm not going to give you an easy way out. Like, I'm not going to give you a shortcut to this. You are going to walk through this process by yourself, but I'm going to tell you what to do. So um God pretty much became my relationship coach. And just to mention again, all of this was in the first week of being in a relationship. So I went to I went back to my notes to see what God told me at that time, and was tips and tricks on how to not be a hard girl in your relationship. Okay, just a few things I'll share. Um, the first one was to think on the right things. Do not strengthen the thought patterns that do not serve your goal of feeling feeling love or feeling affectionate towards your boyfriend. Like, what are those kind of thought patterns? So like the anger I felt the first time he used an endearment to like he used an endearing term to call me. Natural human whatever, how it works is that the second time it works, you feel the same way it felt the first time. So the next time um I was called baby, goodness me, I was still upset. But then the Holy Spirit reminded me that okay, if you don't want to be upset, you're going to have to change this thought, you're going to have to change this reaction, this mental reaction. So I had to start telling myself, oh, I love it. I like being called baby. I mean, I'm a baby girl, so I like it. Call me baby, please. Please, I'm a baby girl. Yeah, I had to switch that thought pattern so that next time it happened, my reaction was not the same as it was the first couple of times that it happened. I can't believe I'm saying all of this stuff. Anyway, something else God told me was to not wait till I feel like saying I love you to say I love you. So the question was, yeah, you wouldn't even be in this thing if you didn't love him. So the truth is that you love him, but the fact that you don't feel like it does not mean you wouldn't say it. You can't wait for the feelings to guide your actions. You have to let the truth guide your actions, and the truth is that you love this person. So I I started to say I love you too. That like I did that for a couple of weeks before I finally summoned the courage to say um to be the first to say I love you. And not that I didn't even try, like it was like a whole month, maybe a whole month after, before I finally said I love you first. And I tried. Let me tell you the interesting story about the first time I tried to say I love you. Oh my goodness. So I was trying to be I don't even know what the word is. Maybe I was trying to be cute. I made pancakes and I used the pancake batter to write I love you on the pancakes. So there were three different pancakes, round shaped pancakes, but at the center of it, faintly, it wasn't so clear, it didn't work out well. If you looked hard enough, you would have seen the words I love you. So I went my merry way, took my pancakes to this guy, and like my plan was, oh, when he opens it, I would say, oh, there's a message for you in the pancake. Well, I could not open my mouth to say it. He just ate the pancake like that, ate all my love, literally. But yeah, that was that. Well, a whole month, like maybe a whole month after, I actually felt like, oh, I really love this guy and I should let him know. So that was it. But before I said it first, I did a lot of responding to I love yous. At the beginning, he'll say I love you and I'll smile or I'll laugh or maybe say thank you or something cute like that. But maybe halfway through the first month, I started responding with I love you too. I think I remember the first time I said I love you too, he was shocked, but he did not say anything. Maybe he didn't want to jinx it. Anyway, so that's the second thing God said to me. Another thing was that I have to invest
invest time into the relationship. Like God said, you cannot reap where you have not sown. So yeah, I think that one is pretty self-explanatory. Um, then this one, when when I heard God say, I'm like, should we be having this conversation? Like, is this okay? Like, this is almost grown up talk. Why are we talking about this? Um, so God said, use your body to trigger the emotions that you want. But don't give your body thinking that will build intimacy. So it was use your body, but don't give your body, like, don't do anything immoral. Don't do anything stupid. Um, trying to fan the flames of love. But you can use your body. A hug here, a handhold there, and just basic stuff. And God, God also said that, yeah, don't think giving your body would help you build intimacy, because you can give your body and hold back your soul. So the goal with building a godly relationship before marriage is to give your soul, I guess, before you give your body. Allow somebody to see you, allow somebody to know you, allow somebody to love you, and all of that. And there's a way that physical intimacy can stop you um from giving your soul, or not only stop you, it can actually be a shield. Like when you don't want to give yourself, when you don't want to give like the core of yourself, you decide to give your body instead. So yeah, and this was, I felt like this was adult talk. Like when you have grown, when you are grown up and your parents now have clearance to have more conversations with you. That's what I felt like when God was saying this to me. So yeah, that's all. I'm not going to share the last one. That one is more personal. Yeah, so those are the things that helped me, or that have been helping me, based on instruction from my relationship coach, God. And what else have I done in this relationship to help me stop being a hard girl? I have used my hormones. Sisters listening to me, you know that we all have that time of the month where we are more inclined to be all up in our feelings, mushy, vulnerable, all of that. So when that time comes, don't explain it away. Don't wait for it to pass. Use that window. I think it's a window that God has graciously given us. Use that window. Even if you're not in a relationship, text your friend or your sibling or your parent. Tell them how much they mean to you, how your life won't be the same without them, how much you love them, how you're grateful for them, and all of that. Even every other thing I mentioned earlier, you don't have to be in a relationship to practice those things. The things about not waiting till you feel like to say what you need to say, and um, investing time in your relationships, um, thinking the thoughts that serve your goal of being a loving person in your relationship, and things like that. It doesn't have to be within the confines of a relationship. It can be in your friendships, it can be with your parents, it can be with your siblings. Yeah, moving from a hard girl to a lover girl. You don't have to wait till you're in a relationship, basically. That's what I'm saying. And so yes, where was I? Use your hormones. That time of the month where you're feeling one kind of way. Don't do anything stupid, but let people know how it's easy. I think it's easier at that time. You might not regret it in the next couple of hours or the next day or something, but do it, do it anyways. It might be a little bit awkward, but that's never a reason to not do what you're supposed to do. I think if you are going to progress from hard girl to a more loving person, hard girl to lover girl, you need to do awkward till it is your normal. You need to stay with awkward till you are comfortable with it. What else did I do? I made a playlist of love songs because love songs have a way of getting you all up in your feelings, and I was not anywhere in my feelings. I wasn't where I wanted to be. Yeah, so the love songs helped me. Clean love songs, please. Not the dirty ones that fly around. Clean love songs. Yeah, that's what I did. Made a nice playlist, and that helped me. That helped me to be more comfortable with feeling emotion and expressing emotion. So I have said a lot. I've said so much. And I think at this point I should also mention that I wouldn't take all the credits of this my transition. God blessed me with a person who is actually very expressive, not like me, not like who I was, very expressive, and that also helped me to be comfortable with being expressive. And he has also been very patient with me and always rewards, like when I say something nice, or when I'm being affectionate, when I'm sending a oh goodness me, when I'm sending a message where I'm just like appreciative and stuff, he always acknowledges and rewards. So those rewards actually make it easy for me to do it the next time. Yeah, so that's about my hard girl lover girl gist. And if you have stayed with me this long, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have something specifically for hard girls who find it who find it hard girls who find it hard. Yeah, for hard people or anybody who finds it hard to say expressive stuff in relationships, like to let people know how much you care or how much they mean to you. There are sentence starters that are very easy to complete. So um I would share a link for that if you are interested in having that. If you want to show up more loving in your relationships, I think those sentence starters will be very helpful for you. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening through this episode. You are such a gift, and I do not take it for granted that you chose to listen. I consider it a huge privilege to be able to share my life with you in this way. So if you would like to know me a little better, you can click the link in the description. And if you would like to send me a question or some sort of feedback, I would love to read from you. So feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram or send me an email. Well then, till next month when the next episode airs, I remain Dotsun